Capricorn, welcome to your Sunday Shuffle. Like always, these are general collective readings, not one-to-one private, which is to say they may or may not resonate. So take what resonates, leave what does not. What's going on, please, for Capricorn in December? Show me. Show me Capricorn in December. Show me Capricorn in December. Show me Capricorn in December, please. Okay. Temperance, the High Priestess, Two of Cups, Ace of Cups. That's beautiful. Do you see the flow through? It's beautiful. Temperance, patience, healing, okay? Compassion for yourself, compassion for others. The High Priestess, a sense of feeling, a sense of knowing from the inside, okay? Beautiful. Intuition. Two of Cups, sense of love. This is between you and me. Ace of Cups, new love is being born. Who knows? But it looks beautiful. I'm not saying you're perfect, but the flow through is lovely. I'll see stuff. I'll always see stuff. It is to be human, guys. Okay? But the idea is to get this far, you had to have done some work, which means you had to have some damage behind you in order to accomplish this kind of level of work, you know? So, let's talk about temperance. What have we been doing here? Show me temperance. A lot of patience, patience to the self, forgiveness of the self, love of the self. These, I know these sound like light and fluffy magical words, but honestly, stuff like this takes years. Okay? Let's see temperance, please. To get into a beautiful flow state like that, where you can really heal yourself and forgive yourself and listen to yourself. Okay? That takes a lot of work over a long period of time. People are not born knowing these things. You learn it. True, some people have a stronger feeling than others. Two of Swords. The World, the Hanged Man. You've had lots of time to reflect on a cycle. You've had lots of time. Lots of time. And you admit, Two of Swords, you admit you don't know everything there is to know about it. But you still did what was right for you, and you learned a lot from it. And ideally then, when we close cycles, or we're on the receiving end of a closed cycle, it doesn't really matter. Our obligation is to learn from it. That way we don't have to repeat it, or have to have anything like it again. Okay, we grow. And you're saying, I don't know everything about it, and I may never know everything about it, but that's okay. I suspend all that. You know, I forgive it. I forgive myself in it. Whatever it is that I need to do. Compassion and empathy and sympathy for myself and for others. You know, I need to accept it for what it is. Even if I don't understand all the ins and outs of it, I can forgive it and I can let it go. You know, so this happened a long time ago. You still reflect on that cycle from time to time and lessons of forgiveness and learning from it, but you also admit you're not going to know everything and you're okay with it. You're at peace with it. So that's good. That's really big of you. That's really big of you. You know? So you're looking at that in terms of reflection and how far you have come, how you now perceive that cycle, and where you see it now, and where you learn from it, so on and so forth. So it's pretty good. That is pretty darn good. Okay, the High Priestess. Intuitively, what are you feeling? Show me that intuition, please. And that's okay. Honestly, some of the best lessons come from learning to let things go, even though you don't know everything about it. There's a good chance you never really will. You know? Be you the one that triggered it, or it was brought upon you, regardless. It's like I'm at peace with it. And that's going to come into play later in your life. Possibly what I'm going to see next. Sometimes you have to be okay with just letting things go. Okay? The High Priestess. Five of Cups. The Knight of Wands. The Six of Cups. Intuitively, you feel that even your own energy is wanting to move forward, expand, and go outward. But the Five of Cups no longer is who you are or what it is that you feel. So the Five of Cups being that sense of loss, reminiscence, sadness, regrets. Intuitively, you feel, however, that your energy nonetheless is picking itself up and dusting itself off and moving into a particular direction. It looks like some sort of unique bond, Six of Cups. Soul bond, soulmate, someone who's part of your soul tribe. But we have good, natural, healthy energy for this. We seem to be moving towards it, or it's moving towards you. I actually don't know. Oh. Cinnamon agrees. She doesn't know either. Intuitively, though, You honestly do feel, and I believe you, given your opening, absolutely. Intuitively, you do feel that you have moved past this sense of sadness. It's just not who you are anymore. It's not your feeling anymore. You feel and hope for better things and healthier connections and loving connections. It's interesting. It's either you and your energy's going out towards someone specifically, or it's coming towards you and you feel good about it regardless. Either way, it's proof of how far you've come. Okay? All right, let's keep going. Let's show me that Two of Cups, please. It's beautiful. You're showing me a lot of progress here and a suspension of judgment, and I'm okay with not knowing. I got to accept these things as they are. My job is to learn and grow and listen to myself. Okay? And I do a better job of listening to myself when I'm out of the pain, and I allow myself to accept that things are over. It's beautiful. Two of Cups. Some of this Two of Cups, I would love to have more time to explore that. Let's see if it comes back up. Let's see that Two of Cups, please. Eight of Pentacles, Nine of Cups, Eight of Cups. Interesting. I have someone here who is wanting to work through something with you. Okay. So, perhaps that energy is coming towards you. But it is an offer to share things at the emotional level, to literally work through them. It pleases you initially, and it kind of pulls you out of this sense of detachment from it. So I do believe this is something or someone that you let go already. Once upon a time, you came to accept it. You went from, I don't feel much about this anymore, to, okay, maybe I can look at this with you. It's interesting. I don't see much here by way of commitment other than to, can we work through things? And what those things are is love-oriented. Two of Cups. This is between you and me, like I said. Your reaction to it is warm, but it's having to kind of remember your feelings for it in a way that's loving, because you already had spent time detaching from it. So I see you trying to reattach to it, but from a constructive place. Does that make sense? So what I do believe is this one, because there is that mark of familiarity here. All right? I don't know if this is a long-lost friend coming back. I have no idea if this is someone whom we are familiar with and they faded away and you're coming back towards it. I don't know if they represent the cycle that you left behind and that you said you're okay with it now. I don't know. But you will. It looks like you feel it coming. Okay? But yeah, you're like, you know what? I separated myself from this and I kind of have to remember how to feel my way in it again. But there are parts of you that are positively reacting to this. Okay? You're not jumping for joy. You're not over the top, but you're like, oh yeah, I kind of remember the good feeling I had towards this. Because it's been a while. You're showing me emotional distance between you and whatever else this represents. But there is a proposal here to work through those feelings in a very realistic way. Build trust. Put real effort into it. And in that proposal, like I said, you kind of remember those old feelings, but in a positive way. Why you reacted to it at all to begin with. Make sense? Okay. Let's see that Ace of Cups. Perhaps then, that's why I'm saying you should have the Ace of Cups here. Usually it's Ace of Cups, Two of Cups. You're showing me Two of Cups, Ace of Cups. You're remembering your feeling for this. Let's see this Ace of Cups, please. Show me this Ace of Cups. Show me that Ace of Cups, please. Okay. You're like, okay. I kind of see you doing your Capricorn thing. You're showing me caution. Normal for you. You're like, okay. Your heart is remembering positive aspects to this connection. And it is liking it. But you're also saying, slow down. I need space to grow into this or regrow into it. And you're approaching it from kind of a conscious place of, if there's ever a constructive, cooperative relationship between us, it's going to take time. And I look forward to building that with you, but it needs to be slow. Okay. So your heart is reawakening. I was like, that's interesting to see the two, then the Ace. Like I said, it's usually ace in the 2. So it's not really new love so much as your heart is remembering how it would like to open up towards this, but slowly, very slowly. But you are showing it real effort here. And you are saying, I can kind of look forward, maybe on the horizon, to possibly a constructive relationship with this, but slowly. It's like your feelings are waking back up towards this. And I saw that right here. I said there's a mutual respect and proposal to work through things in a realistic way. And while you've already done a job emotionally detaching from this some time ago, I said you're getting back in touch with the feeling of it. And I think the only reason why that's the case is because for some reason they're demonstrating realistic effort that you are taking seriously, otherwise I wouldn't be seeing this. But you're still insisting upon slow. Just slow. I can see and possibly even feel a relationship in this again, where I kind of stand up for you and maybe you stand up for me, but for now let's call it a cooperative effort. Maybe your heart can unfold in that direction of relationship orientation again with consistent effort. Okay? So, I don't know what that is, honey. I don't know if it's the same thing you cycled out of and it's coming back. It could be something else altogether. I ultimately don't know. I just know that you did a job of suspending all judgment, forgiving it, forgiving yourself, what you learned from it, so on and so forth. And when you're feeling better, something comes through. It is a 6 of Cups. And through effort and consideration, I see you opening up to it again. You don't have to. Tarot doesn't dictate shit, you do. So you may not resonate with this at all. And even if you did a little bit, you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. Capricorn, I'm looking at you're taking one of your famous calculated risks. And that's what I'm saying. Yes, you're willing to try, just so long as it's kind of like on your terms. Okay? Slow. Maybe I can see myself in a relationship with you. Maybe. If it's carefully constructed. But yeah, I see your heart opening back up towards it. Okay? That's interesting. Wasn't expecting all that from you today. We thought it was dead. The coffin. We thought it was dead. So that means this is transformative. Like I said, for some of you, you really thought... And then also this is double indication of Scorpio energy. Okay, here we have the coffin, as well as the Reaper. You know, and then also for some of you, the 8th, the 10th, or the 18th might bear some sort of significance for some of you. Okay? The house, the pathway, anchor. 35 twice. How interesting. 35 twice. There is this idea here of I'm anchored to a particular pathway. In terms of my life path, where is it going, the stability behind it, and you're anchored to this. It's non-compromising. So there is a sense of I'm dedicated to a particular pathway. I'm anchored towards it. I have things in mind, such as stability, comfort of home, and success of those things. And you're saying this is what your real focus is. Okay? And if somebody can meet you there, great. Perhaps you two could not get along in that particular category in the past, where you're not on the same page, you were not walking the same pathway, and you didn't have the same goals in mind in terms of, you're showing me this is where I want to be. I want to be anchored to it. I want this level of stability. This is what I would choose. And perhaps that's not where you two could not meet at the same level in the past. I don't know. So, magical thinking. Magical thinking. Main man. How interesting. Magical thinking, main man. And then also the male that is assigned with romantic energy here. He bears the rose. It's like he is open to love, the main guy. But there's a component here of magical thinking. there's this idea perhaps that even though we might have been open to certain romantic inclinations, whoever is considered the main man here, them really being open to love and choosing it was magical thinking. That perhaps they just wanted the romance, but they didn't actually want the pathway that was attached to it, or your needs. Okay. It was like, it was magical thinking that this person was really open to me in this way, or that we could ever be on the same page. Somebody here says, I or somebody clearly suffered from magical thinking. Well, there you go. What you wanted, your pathway, is very much anchored in reality. To think that they could have been part of it might have been magical thinking, and thus it was ended in some way. I hope that it improves. You're showing me a willingness to participate, excuse me, just so long as it's slow and steady. Okay? So you'll be able to discern that for yourself if it's going to go somewhere and have a greater context, such as community, Ten of Pentacles, the Tree of Life. Okay? All right. Yeah, well, I don't blame you. You know, there's that sense of magical thinking. Was this all in my head? Did I really think that this person was really in there with me, or were they just being romantic or something like that? Were they ever really serious? Because I made myself clear, I'm not going anywhere. I'm anchored. I have a reality, a mortgage, cars, kids, whatever. And I have a certain pathway, and I'm not deviating from that pathway, you know? And it's like I thought that they were into those same things, but I guess that was magical thinking. I don't know if it was so magical, honey. You know? Nourishment, transformation, the scarab beetle. Yeah. Transformation's here. Like I said, perhaps that magical thinking wasn't so magical. Maybe it needed more time to get nourished, to transform. Teeth. It was like pulling teeth. Control, change, issues with control and change, the inability to change. The idea of too much false control. It was like pulling teeth. The idea that this could change or the situation could change. It would require too much transformation. So I did see a double death. Perhaps you two gave it more than one crack. You know what I'm saying? It was over. Tried it again. Over again. You know. Well then. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you, honey. Use your best judgment, you know? Bear, strength, resourceful. If you're going to choose to endeavor upon this, you will have to have a certain level of strength. You know? I can see where situations like this are going to prompt concerns, such as trust and the ability to change and grow. And that's either going to be demonstrated or it's not. Okay? Someone's either exuding all romance and no 3D energy about stability and being consistent in it, or they're not. I honestly can't tell. All I can see is that you have a calculated risk, as I would say, and a willingness to try. It's kind of like you're saying, relationship energy here and my feeling for it is real, but also not right away. There's a principle of reality that needs to be met. But think before you can really take it seriously as a relationship. That's it. There, I said it. Okay? There, I said it. There, I said it. Okay, Capricorn, honey, I hope this helped you. Good luck. I just know that time has passed since this cycle's out. You've had plenty of time to think on it, perceive it, suspend judgment of it, show yourself compassion and healing towards it. You've had plenty of time. So this wasn't like last week, guys. We're talking months, possibly a year or more. You know? And for one reason or another, you felt it coming through, but you didn't quite believe it. But when it does, it kind of pulls you out of that feeling of loss and regret, because it is showing back up in a way that says it's there. So in a way, it's comforting. Okay? But in many ways, it provokes and should provoke that sense of reality behind it. We tried building on this a couple of times, and getting you to change or the situation to change is like pulling teeth. So, well, it's good to see you again, and there's a certain comfort in it, and I am having a certain reaction in it, true. It's going to take proof to see that there's any sense of change here. See what I'm saying? So it's very cautionary. So I hope they helped you, like I said. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well.